Basically, it's been portrayed in the media and by the police as a race riot, but that's not true. It was a reaction against a criminal gang that had set up shop in their community.
Money laundering, weapons, drugs, you name it. The town's just came to a boiling point, so it has, and it's spilled over, and what happened, you know.
6-8 years ago is coming too many Roma people.
I mean, we've accepted every community in the Ballymena we have, Romanian, Polish. It's just this Roma gang.
I blame the government.
Lincoln J reporting for Rebel News in Ballymena, Northern Ireland. Right now I'm on Clonavan Terrace. As you can see right behind me, this house has essentially been destroyed. Windows smashed, boarded up. There was obviously a fire here. And the reason this happened was because of an alleged sexual assault on a young teenage girl committed by 2 Roma migrants. This house, Romas lived here, and this house was targeted. People took to the streets initially with a peaceful protest, but then they quickly turned into rioting, and this is some of the resulting damage from the riots. Some of the locals that we've been speaking to today told me that 3 alleged sexual assaults took place in 1 month. The third one was the tipping point, and people started rioting. It spread across the region. Almost every house on this terrace has their windows boarded up. Not every house, but a lot of them do. A little bit of background with the Roma community here in Ballymena. It's reported online that they had brothel operations, engaged in human trafficking, prostitution. So there was a lot of criminal activity from this specific group of Roma migrants. We're gonna walk around Ballymena, we're gonna walk down this terrace, we're gonna speak with some people and get a better understanding of what exactly happened that day, and we'll take a look at some of the damage. And if you want to check out all of our coverage from Northern Ireland, you can head on over to our website, migrantreports.com. Through that website, you can also support our independent journalism, migrantreports.com. Let's go check it out.
We went to the peaceful protest. Tommy Robinson got in touch with me. He said, look, he says there's a peaceful protest in Balamina because there's been an alleged assault. So I jumped in the car, came up, got here about 7:30, and the protest was incredible. It was 2,500 people. You've got to understand how big this town is. This town's only, 30,000 people. We were leaving town, and the police actually directed us pretty much into the path of the riot. And we saw the police, we saw some activity, so obviously wanted to get some footage, jumped out with the phones and walked down here. And when we got to here, there was a police line just where we're standing now. So none of the petrol bombs or anything like that has started at this stage. But what there was a group of masked young men targeting these houses here. It seemed very, very specifically targeted. They were smashing windows, kicking doors in, going into the houses. The police were just standing there. The police didn't do anything. The riot squad, the TSG, they got involved, and they came down with the Land Rovers, batons drawn, cleared the street and set up a baseline at the end of the street. But the strange thing about it was the inactivity of the police that were standing literally just there. So police are standing there where that hump is. The rioters are here, smashing these windows in.
This gentleman doesn't want to show his face, but he still agreed to an interview. You were here that day. What was it like?
They had the peaceful protests and just up there in Harville, so they did, and started to make their way down here. The police were sort of stopping once, so they were, and eventually the crowd broke through the police lines, and the town's just came to a boiling point, so it has, and it's spilled over, and what happened, you know.
I was here at the protest, yeah, and then we walked over and we looked about, so we did. There was quite a bit of antisocial disorder going on that night, yeah.
You see here, if I'm not mistaken, these are from the police, the riot police, shooting some type of like plastic or rubber bullet. You can see all the marks there.
I don't like violence. I don't condone violence. I don't like seeing the police getting attacked. I don't like seeing any of that. If the violence hadn't happened, then people would probably still been in here.
So this is where some of them lived, eh?
Yeah, this was like this would have been a no-go area, basically.
6-8 years ago is coming too many Roma people, and after local people not happy because it's no one integrate here. It's just use this system here, you know. But people from Ballymena is not racist, because when I'm coming here 17 years ago, people is so friendly, and still is friendly. It's little change when it's coming Roma people.
So would they just stand on the street here, lingering around, hollering at people?
Yeah, offering ladies, money for activities. My own daughter at 12 years of age was subjected to the similar things in a local park down the road.
Like down here was becoming a no-go area for people, without getting hassled, or, girls couldn't walk down here, like, without getting hassled, shouting, whistled at.
Young girls can't walk up through the town, go up and do a bit of shopping or something without getting whistled at and harassed.
Don't get me wrong, there's probably good Roma and there's bad Roma. There's probably good, but they're affected by their own criminal gang masters. Our experience of them in Ballymena was basically turning the area into a toilet, you know what I mean? They come from the slums in their own country, so basically they were creating a slum as the fact in this area and in the rest of Ballymena.
I see in the comments, a lot of people will think that the Roma people are, like ethnic Romanians, but it's important to note that they just make up a very small percentage of Romania, and they're not originally from there. They've migrated there a long time ago from northern India, so it's different. You can't wrap Romanians in with Roma people, like they're separate people. So it's important to know and just keep that in mind when you hear the word Roma.
Before Romania was part of the EU, I have a friend who's Romanian. I've actually quite a few Romanian friends, and they all had to do 3 interviews before they entered the UK. The same as my Slovakian friends, all of them, because they weren't part of the EU. The minute them countries joined the EU, it gave the likes of the Roma, freedom to roam.
Basically, it's been portrayed in the media and by the police as a race riot, but that's not true. It was a reaction against a criminal gang that had set up shop in their community.
The human traffickers, the brothels, the meth labs, money laundering, weapons, drugs, you name it.
And if you just look, just behind, just over there, is the local police station. So the police station is literally within spitting distance or throwing distance of this street where all this criminality was embedded.
These people not in town now, and people more happy.
Do you feel more safe?
Yes.
Since the riots have happened, I've never seen down here as quiet. I've never seen Horrible as quiet and cleaner. The parks aren't full of them lingering about.
They seem to have left. There seem to be a good few of them away, yeah. And the local people that I have been personally speaking to, I haven't heard a bad word said. Everybody's back. Ballymena will build itself up again. Ballymena people are good people. So they are. They're tolerant people. I mean, we've accepted every community in the Ballymena. So we have Romanian, Polish. It's just this Roma gang that was running Ballymena.
We don't really know where they are now. We know that they were at a leisure center and that was burned down, or rioters went there and damaged it, so they were moved out of there. And where they are now, don't exactly know. But you can see there's British flags. Basically, people want to show that they're not a part of the Roma community and basically don't touch their house.
The town's cleaner. They don't need the rubbish in the floor, sorry for my language.
It's not worth bearing what comes in the future. We all know what happens when unfed people come into this country. Perfect example is what happened in Ballymena here recently.
If I go to their town, right, and I don't abide by their rules, what would happen to me?
I mean, these people are gypsies in their own country. They live in slums. How did they afford to come to Britain? How did they afford to come to the UK? Nobody's asked that question. They've got nothing in their own country, so how did they afford to come here?
If you want to check out all of our coverage from Northern Ireland, you can head on over to our website, migrantreports.com. Through that website, you can also support our independent journalism, migrantreports.com.